Dyatlov Pass incident. On the night of February 2nd, 1959, in the harsh wilderness of the Ural Mountains, something happened that would baffle investigators for decades. 9 experienced hikers, all students or graduates from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, set out on a challenging winter expedition. They never returned. What was found at their final campsite has become one of the 20th century's most enduring and chilling mysteries. The Dyatlov Pass incident. In late January 1959, a group of 9, led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, embarked on a trek to the peak of a name that, in the local Mansi language, means Dongove. One member, Yuri Yudin, was forced to turn back early due to illness, a decision that would ultimately save his life. The remaining 86 men and 2 women were all seasoned in long-distance ski tours and mountain expeditions. They were prepared for the extreme conditions. What they weren't prepared for was the terror that awaited them. Their last journal entry, dated February 1st, described setting up camp on the eastern slope of Kalatsya, or Dead Mountain. They were in good spirits, even producing a satirical newspaper called the Evening of Torton. Then, silence. When they failed to send a telegram by their scheduled return date of February 12th, search parties were dispatched. On February 26th, searchers discovered the group's abandoned tent. What they found was deeply unsettling. The tent was heavily damaged, but not from the outside. It had been sliced open from within. All the group's belongings, including their winter coats, shoes, and supplies, were left behind. It appeared the hikers had fled in a sudden, desperate panic into the unforgiven, sub-zero wilderness. Footprints led from the tent down the slope towards a patch of woods, nearly a mile away. The prints indicated that some of the hikers were barefoot, while others wore only socks or a single boot. It was a clear sign of a hasty, panicked escape. Why would 9 experienced mountaineers abandon the safety of their shelter? Underdressed, and temperatures plummeting to minus 30 degrees Celsius, beneath a large cedar tree at the edge of the forest, the searchers made their first grim discovery. The bodies of Yuri Krivonishenko and Yuri Doroshenko. They were dressed only in their underwear. Their hands were burned, and the branches on the cedar tree above them were broken, suggesting someone had frantically tried to climb it, perhaps to get a better view of the tent, or to escape something on the ground. A small, extinguished fire lay nearby. The next 3? Bodesigor, Dyatlov, Zina, and Rustam Slobodin were found between the cedar tree and the camp. Their positions suggested they had been trying to return to the tent. Dyatlov was found clutching a tree branch, his gaze fixed in the direction of the camp. Slobodin had a fractured skull, though it wasn't considered a fatal injury. The cause of death for all 5 was determined to be hypothermia, but the mystery was far from over. It took another 2 months, after the snow began to melt, for the remaining 4 hikers to be found. They were discovered in a ravine, buried under more than 10 feet of snow, about 75 meters from the cedar tree, and their injuries were horrifying. Nicholas Dobobriniolas had suffered a severe skull fracture. Ludmila Dubinina and Semyon Zolotaryov had catastrophic chest fractures, consistent with the force of a major car crash. What's more, Dubinina was missing her tongue, eyes, and part of her lip, while Zolotaryov was missing his eyes. The initial Soviet investigation in 1959 was swift, and it officially concluded that the hikers died as a result of a compelling unknown force. The files were classified, and the area was closed to the public for 3 years. This secrecy only fueled speculation. What could have caused such terror and such violent injuries? Over the years, dozens of theories have emerged. One of the earliest was an attack by the local Mansi people, resentful of the hikers trespassing on their sacred lands. But the investigation found no evidence of other people being present, and the nature of the injuries didn't align with a human attack. Another popular theory involves a secret Soviet weapons test. Could a military exercise have gone wrong, causing a concussive blast or releasing a toxic substance that forced the hikers to flee? This could explain the panic and some of the internal injuries. Reports of strange orange spheres or lights in the sky around that time from other witnesses in the region lent some credibility to this idea. Yet, no crater or blast evidence was found, and the levels of radiation on the bodies, while slightly elevated, were not considered lethal. Then there are the natural explanations. The most widely accepted theory today, supported by a 2021 investigation, is a slab avalanche. This theory proposes that a specific combination of conditions are cut, made in the snow to set up the tent. Strong katabatic winds depositing more snow, and a delayed release caused a block of snow to slide down and crush part of the tent. This would have caused panic and some of the non-fatal injuries, forcing the group to cut their way out and flee downhill to escape what they perceived as a larger avalanche. However, this avalanche theory doesn't satisfy everyone. Critics point out that the hikers' tracks leading from the tent weren't consistent with an avalanche. The tent itself wasn't completely buried, and most importantly, how does a relatively small slab avalanche explain the devastating high-impact chest and skull fractures found on the bodies in the ravine? Those injuries are the core of the mystery. And what about the missing tongue and eyes? Initial investigators suggested this was the result of natural decomposition and scavenging by small animals, as the bodies lay in a watery den. It's a plausible, if gruesome, explanation. Other, more fringe theories have also been proposed, ranging from an animal attack, perhaps a bear. Although no animal tracks were found, too paradoxical undressing, a known phenomenon where hypothermia victims feel intensely hot and remove their clothes. Some have even ventured into the realm of the paranormal, suggesting an encounter with something not of this world, like the Russian equivalent of a Yeti. In 2019, the Russian Prosecutor General's office reopened the case. Their final conclusion, released in 2020, mirrored the slab avalanche theory, combined with poor visibility as the most likely cause. They argued that after fleeing the tent, the group became separated in the dark. The ones who died of hypothermia near the tree and on the slope simply couldn't find their way back. The four found in the ravine, they suggest, fell into the snowy overhang of the ravine, sustaining their brutal injuries on the rocks below. But even this official explanation leaves nagging questions. Why would such experienced hikers set up camp on a risky slope in the first place? Why didn't they take their coats and boots? Why did some try to climb the tree? The compelling unknown force mentioned in the original 1959 report still feels apt today. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains a haunting tale of survival and terror, a puzzle with crucial pieces missing. The Faxed tent cut from within, the barefoot flight into the cold, the bizarre and violent injuries resist any single, simple explanation. It's a story that forces us to confront the limits of our understanding and the powerful, sometimes terrifying, forces of nature and the unknown. The 9 hikers went seeking adventure on Dead Mountain and found a fate that continues to mystify the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey into one of history's most chilling cold cases. What do you think happened on that mountain? Let us know your theories in the comments below. If you found this investigation intriguing, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating mysteries. Stay curious and stay safe.